Okay, welcome back to Kimbo's Crafts. I'm Kimbo and this is my channel where I go over all things crafts, and this video is a continuation of an Italian scrapbook I've been working on for a while now. But in this installment, I'm doing the page where we arrive in Rome, which is pretty much the halfway point of the trip. So we're halfway through the book, and then hopefully I'll get it done sooner rather than later. My poor sister's been waiting on it for a while. It's a gift she's been able to watch me make along the way with these videos. So in this video, I'm going to kind of showcase this little tool here. It is a circular rotary cutter, I believe that's what it's called. And so it makes these nice cut shapes. It's super easy. This is one with just a scrapbook page, one of the 12 by 12 scrapbook pages that I thought would make a really beautiful inclusion on today's page, since there is so many marble, what are they called? Ruins, basically, that we went and saw. So since this is a new page, new location, I am going to bring out the map. Now, if this is your first time joining me for this project, you probably haven't seen this already, but it is a Cavallini, I believe that's how it's pronounced, paper that I've been cutting up for use in the different pages, because it's a map of Italy, or it was once a complete map of Italy. And down here we have Rome. Kind of need something to weigh this down. Okay, funny enough, featuring my bee mug. I love all things bees, and I'm having a morning coffee, so here we go. So I'm going to center it over. So it's very interesting. It has a slider here that you can make a change in the circumference. Circumference is around. So the diameter, I think half of it is radius. Man, I should have looked at my geometry terms. But basically you set the radial distance, and then you can then determine your diameter if you're great with math and in high school. And then it'll cut in your circumference. I'm just eyeballing it. It does have measurements on it. You could be more precise, but I'm just eyeballing it myself. I made this first circle. This is the example of the biggest circle it can make. So I went to the edge. So now I'm going to go slightly smaller. And then it has this kind of rubber stopper that holds it in position without poking a hole in the picture, whatever you're making a circle cut out of. So that is what I'm aiming right over Rome. Ish. Okay. My light just died. Hopefully my overhead light is giving enough. So here I'm just going to center it where I want it, hold it down. This is what holds it, and then now this piece is floating so it can rotate. And it's nice and sharp. For some reason, I'm not perfect at lining up the edges of the circle, but I'm now gonna, because it is so tightly wound on that paper, it's causing a curl. I'm gonna roll it the other way real quick. Try to get it to behave a little bit better. Okay. Thank you, bee mug. All the paper rustling. Okay. So now we have our cutout. Now this is just your regular plastic cutting board. I got it for quilting. It's got a good grid mark on it, and then you can get a circle cutter for it, but it also comes in handy for just having a backer for this, because you surely don't want to cut anything on your table. So yeah, and then when you're done, You want to pop this piece out because you don't want it sticking out, and then it can be stored. Okay, now that that's done, sorry, the paper is still attacking me. Okay, so now we can work on our layout. Now this is the continuation of the page prior. If you haven't seen that already, go back and give it a look. In Florence. Okay. To give you an idea. Now these are obviously too big of circles. I will cut down the edges, but I thought it would give kind of a fun interest to it. This might be difficult because it's curled, but I'm going to try to go around the outside edges. Tape runner is also a really easy way of applying a good full coverage line, however you want to draw it with your tape runner, really. Again, I'm just kind of eyeballing center. By all means, go ahead and take measurements so you can get a good center. I'm pretty confident in being able to eyeball it and getting close enough, since I will be hovering it over the edges and working with it from there. All right. The Tombow tape runner has been difficult for me in the past with kind of slick surfaces, but I have to say it works really well on these pages. No complaints there. Okay. All right. In hindsight, I could have used my straight cutter for this, but I think tracing the line will work out okay. And you know, if some of the page is just sort of peeking, that might just be a fun little element. Scrapbooks aren't supposed to be perfect after all. All right. So now we have that part. Now for the layout. Now I am going to have a second page because Rome is just so thorough. So I think I might keep the night photos separate. And just go with the ones from earlier in the day. Trying to make sure we got enough of our faces in there as well. And you know, if we get some runoff going on into the next page, I think that, or into the seam, I think that's going to be okay because it is going to be tied loosely, able to open in the photo book. And I have to go back and put in hole protectors before I lace it, but it will be possible to see a little bit more than currently showing. So I think this might be a fun one. And then I can put a hole through it. Because the fountains are a fun element in Rome. Actually, all of Italy, but very fun. And this was the one that was near our hotel. There we go. And then I will just hole punch that. Another fun part of the Tombow tape runner is that I can just lift up that what's it called? Word's failing me now. But I can just lift up that tape. So here I'm folding over the reinforcement of the circle of the hole punches. I'm going to put it on the other side because there is nothing there, and that way there's more of the picture visible on the other side. Kind of just reversing it there. Let me see, do I have a hole punch handy? Yes, I do. There we go. Easy peasy. Handy hole punch. Okay, so that's that page. We'll hold that one for later. Here's kind of evidence of the difficulty I have getting the Tombow tape runner to stick for me. It's all about the angles, the speed, etc., etc. It's just so fussy. I do prefer the Elmer's one. But I know the Tombow tape runner has its devoted followers. Okay. Cut down the edges. One thing I do have to say, if you're just getting into scrapbooking, don't be afraid of going very crooked, very haphazard with your placement of the photos. Don't be worried about cutting them up. I do it all the time. I just want to make sure that like the main features of my photos are there. So obviously us at the location, but as far as having a large amount of sky, it's not necessary. There's no way to get the whole picture of the Colosseum. So if maybe I could have even moved it over and taken out the construction equipment here, but yeah, I could have done that. Maybe we'll put a sticker over it. But anyway, just go ahead and play with it a little bit, lay it down. Don't be afraid to cut it. Yeah, just get creative with it. Where did I put my stickers? Okay. Then we got the handy dandy sticker book I've been using for the whole project here. Let's look at what we have available first before I start sticking. So I think I'm going to go with this right off the bat. Got a good sticker of the Trevi fountain for when I do the page on that. There's a Colosseum one. I'm not sure how it would fit. little icon. There are so many Colosseum stickers in this book. We'll go opposite angle here. Plenty of stickers of the Trevi fountain, on and on and on. Ooh, the adventure weight sticker would have been good. Oh, come on. These stickers are super delicate. Hot. All right, just a couple of stickers. There's plenty of space for if she wants to write something in. I think I will gift this to her with a lovely set of silver, gold, those sort of, these G2 Pilot gel pens that I just adore. Obviously, this one's almost empty, but they work really well on this paper, and that way she can just write directly on it. That's how I would suggest doing it. So yeah, it's a quick, easy layout. The rotary cutter, I think, is a fun new tool. And just remembering that you can go outside the edges, just think outside the box. And of course, you can always tilt the box. All right, well, thank you for joining me. Again, this is Kimbo with Kimbo's Crafts. I post every other week right now on Wednesday. So follow along with me as I do these scrapbook pages and also work on some new craft every time. Thank you. Bye-bye.